What's happening, you guys? It's me, Kiki Solano, welcoming you to BYUSN. Right now, it is National Signing Day. I'm going to introduce you to some of our new recruits. But we've also got a BYU basketball injury update, and women's track and field moved up how many spots in the rankings? Let's go. Happy National Signing Day. I introduced you guys to some of our new Cougs on early signing day, but let me show you some more from our 2020 BYU football recruiting class, starting with some guys that can come in and make an immediate impact. Running back Devontae Henry Cole. DHC is a grad transfer running back from Utah. He has 1 year of eligibility remaining, is 5'9", 197 pounds, and averages 5.2 yards per carry.
He's just a playmaker. You get him opportunity in space, he's going to make good things happen. Great top end speed, great feet, determined.
Wide receiver Miles Davis is 6'1", 205 pounds. He's a 3-star recruit, recruited by Washington State, Marshall, West Virginia, and also received an offer from UNLV.
You know what? He might be one of the most explosive kids that we've signed at BYU. He plays receiver, but if you know me, I always like to steal guys who play receiver and switch them to DB. So that's kind of the mode that I'm in now.
How about some guys that we'll see in a couple years after their LDS mission trip? A lot of which have family ties. Linebacker Tate Romney, brother to Gunnar Romney and Baylor Romney, is 6'3", 220 pounds, a 3-star recruit that was also recruited by 5 Pac-12s.
I see him as potentially playing any of our linebacker positions, very reckless on the field, fills up a stat sheet, sacks, tackles for loss, interceptions.
Linebacker Logan Peely, brother to Trajan and Keenan Peely, is 6'1", 205 pounds, a 3-star recruit and a heavily recruited guy. Michigan State, UCLA, Penn State, and Stanford were on the interest list for him.
Tremendous athlete with a lot of development potential and another guy that can play all of the linebacker positions for us.
Linebacker Ace Kafusi, that's right, another Kafusi. He's 6'3", 190 pounds, a 3-star recruit who was also recruited by rivals Utah and Utah State, as well as Stanford and UCLA.
Very athletic, plays offense, defense, kicking game, plays in the defensive backfield, up front on the line of scrimmage, does a lot for his team, and just one of the most positive attitude guys.
Bodie Schoonover played both linebacker and tight end at American Fork High School. He's 6'4", 214 pounds, and another 3-star recruit. He also had strong interest in UCLA, but he's a BYU guy through and through. I mean, look at this old picture.
He has a ton of development potential. I think he can play all of the linebacker positions, potentially even a defensive end, defensive line position. Excited about his future.
O-lineman Jake Griffin is 6'6", 205 pounds. 3-star recruit, heavily recruited by 5 Pac-12 schools, including Utah, who had great interest.
He reminds me a lot of Brady Christensen in his high school film. There's a lot of parallels there. He's got broad shoulders, long arms, and he's willing.
Always exciting to get some new Cougs. Welcome to the family, guys. Let's get to some hoops. Injury update. We learned last week that Gavin Baxter was not ruling out a return this season. And well, the doc has spoken. He has been cleared to play.
Guess who's back?
He participated in practice yesterday, and while we're not sure when we will see him back in action in an actual game, we're glad to hear he's healthy. Thinking about basketball just makes me want to relive last week's win.
Oh, it's good!
That was amazing, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. Joe Lunardi, in his latest bracketology release, put BYU as a 7 seed to take on 10 seed Indiana in the first round of the NCAA tourney. The boys are back in business and moving on up. If we're talking about moving on up, we have to talk about BYU women's track and field. In the USTFCCCA's latest poll, our Cougars are at number 14. This after being ranked number 25 last week. Look, I'm not great at math, but that means they moved up 11 spots. While we're on Women in Athletics, I want to wish you all a happy National Girls and Women in Sports Day. We have so many girls and women who inspire everyone across the sports platform, but a lot here at BYU too. We're grateful for you. Thanks for hanging out with me on BYUSN right now. Enjoy your National Signing Day. Anyone want me to sign anything? No? Okay. See ya.